Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Zach Valentine,
I'm Michaela Valentine.
and for today's last call, we're going to be talking about Jaipur.
So Zach and I first played this game at our local board gaming store, and we really liked it. And then we discovered we played it wrong. I don't remember what we did wrong, but we still liked it.
I think, did we like it? I thought we didn't like it because we played it. I think we
I
played the
liked it.
camels. I think we played the camels wrong. So then it was really hard to get cards back into our hand, and what were we? We were doing something wrong with the camels. We weren't actually trading them out like we were supposed to. We
Something
played it
like that.
wrong, and I think it changed our views on the game.
But I still picked it up when it was on sale
Right.
because
Well,
I liked it.
Well, yeah, I think we went back to the
Yeah.
store, or to our friendly local game store after that, and I think we played it a different way, because I think I looked up a review on it, because I was surprised that it was rated so well, and it just, to me, felt like something wasn't quite right. So once I saw another review or someone playing it, I definitely noticed I was playing it wrong, or we were playing it wrong.
So I found it once we figured it out. I found the rules to be really good. They're really well written, and there's even this like little helpful tip section towards the back of the rules that every time we open the box, I have to reference it because it's just like a quick guide of like little things you might have missed in the rules or just suggestions. And so I really liked that it had that, and I find it easy to teach because of that.
Right, and I think, yeah, definitely now that I'm playing it right, and I think it was just one rule that we missed about the camels, but it's definitely an easy game to teach. I believe once you've played it, it's pretty easy, and I think it's one that, even though it's a two-player game, so if you're the teacher, I think someone else could still be pretty competitive in the game with you against you. So
Yeah.
that's a really nice thing about it as well.
So tiles and components, the theme kind of shines through. I wouldn't say it's heavily based on the theme, but
Right.
because in the game, what you're trying to be the Maharaja's main trader, and so you're gonna try to get the highest quality goods, and so that reflects, the cards that you're trying to grab and the tokens you're trying to take, and so it's a little bit there, but I wouldn't, it's probably something you could change the theme in and out with other things.
Right.
They have these little tokens, which I really like. I love the artwork on the tokens. I think the colors are great, with maybe the exception of brown, but the brown is the one you don't want, so it probably works out.
Yeah, I think the tokens are really nice. They're the right amount of thickness and whatnot. But personally, I don't know if I like the artwork in the game. I think we have an
The
older.
card
I think we have an
artwork.
older version of it. I think it's been
Oh.
redone. But yeah, not the biggest fan of the artwork on the game, and also the theme. Yeah, definitely. I think could be changed out for anything. So if you're looking for a theme of trading, you kind of can feel it because you can trade cards in and out, but I wouldn't say that's like a major thing. I never felt like I was a big time trader or anything
Yeah,
in the game.
and it goes so quickly too that, I mean, once you get the hang of it, it's like quick turns. You are just flying, grabbing cards, getting rid of cards,
Right.
kind of moving. And so I guess for the artwork, to talk to that piece, I mean, it's clear what color the card is. So
Right. Yeah,
I guess if
that
nothing
is
else,
true.
I see the color of the card and that's it. So
Yeah, it's definitely very clear as to what tokens, scoring tokens, go with which cards, and which cards you. All the cards are very different from each other. I don't know for color blindness if the reds and the greens look similar.
Oh.
I'm not. I have no idea on that personally, but that could be the only issue I'd really see. But yeah, the cards themselves too are very good quality. And they're also bigger cards, I think, which I think adds to making it easier to see them and tell apart. I think people that might have eye trouble or can't see things as easily. It's very very clear on these cards. It's very easy to see, and I think the box is about the right size as well. The insert inside the box holds the tokens and cards pretty well too, but sometimes if it comes open a little bit and the tokens kind of move around,
Everywhere.
yeah, it doesn't close back together
Take
anymore.
the box apart.
You pretty
Put
much
the
have to
tokens
redo
back
it.
in, and put it back on your shelf because it will not stay if it pops just a little.
Right. Yeah, but otherwise, yeah, I think the components and everything are really nice. The theme may or may not be there, and I think the artwork it's good, but it's not for me personally.
Yeah, I guess I prefer the artwork on the coins, maybe just a little bit more. But for the game, and I'm gonna say this with an asterisk, but it's almost
Why?
it's almost never long enough for me. It can only go 3 rounds, but what I find is a lot of the times Zach and I are pretty neck and neck. It's taken me a while to really get a feel for the game and kind of how to come back if you don't have such a great round. And I can't do it all the time, but I feel like there's a certain amount of luck in this game. There is some strategy, but sometimes you get to a point where it's just there is no other option, and so you're gonna have to take a move, and you get stuck with what you get stuck with, or you give someone a bunch of stuff that you didn't want to give them. And so the game for me is fun. It can be a little frustrating at times, but I think that is something I like about it because it challenges me to think further than, hey, what's my next move, because the turns go so quickly.
Yeah, I like the combination of set collection and card drafting in the game. But yeah, I think it could definitely be a little swingy at times. Like you said, if you pull a card off the top and then flip the top card off of the deck, it could be one of the red cards, which is one of the better cards in the games. And if your opponent keeps getting those, and then when they take it and flip the top card, it's a brown or something, it's not always as nice unless you're kind of going for those particular ones. But at the same time, it's easier to get bigger or higher sets of the smaller numbers, like the browns, and also those ones it's easier to turn some in for those first few tokens, which are worth a few more points, which I think is a really neat thing where you're trying to be the first one to kind of get the first set of each different color, as well as going for those more powerful colors.
And I think what I like is that there is a limit as to how many rounds there are. I mean, when you go into the game, you know, hey, I've got 2 rounds to win for sure. Otherwise, if he wins one and I win one, we're going to the 3rd round, which is, you know, the deciding factor. And so for me, that's always good because it's like, okay, well, I lost the first one, but I can win the second one. If I win the second one, I could win the 3rd one, which I always like that it can shore back up.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing where you know what the end mission is, and you know kind of what you have to do in order to win, which is really nice.
Yeah. So, final ratings. Last call.
I think I have to give this one a 7 out of 10, which isn't quite in my top tier of games, but it's in the games where if someone wanted to play it, I'm definitely up to play it. And if I'm in the right mood and want a shorter 2-player game, I definitely don't mind picking that one up and getting it to the table as well.
I put this one at a 7.5 or an 8, just because I just really like that it can switch in and out, that it's moving constantly. Something I find myself doing with a lot of games is just getting bored waiting for turns. And so this 2-player game, it's card taking, and Zach and I played enough to where it's like, all right, I know what's happening, we're going, I know what's in my hand, I got this, and I can move. And so for me, that keeps it up. And as opposed to like some trick taking games or something we can play, you can take the cards based on color and kind of move it to the tokens, you know. So I feel like there's a little bit more flexibility because you can change route for what color you want to go to if something's not working out, which is also a double-edged sword though, because sometimes you'll switch colors and you shouldn't have.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing to note. It's definitely a game that there's definitely strategy in there, but I think it's also an approachable game for people that might not be into as heavy as strategy games or trick taking. It's a pretty simple concept where you either pick up cards, the different trade items, or else you pick up the camels. I think that, and then turn them in as a set, which I think is a pretty simple thing to teach, which makes anyone playing feel like they have a chance in the game. So.
And it's really fun to grab those tokens off the top until you get to the end, and it's like, oh, I guess I'll take this token.
When they're worth not quite as many points.
No.
It's
But when
not
you
quite
can
as
take
satisfying.
like 4 of them, it's like, yeah.
Right, especially with the bonus 4 set collection tile as well, and hoping that you have the biggest scoring one.
Yeah.
But usually I get the lowest scoring amount, which.
That's a lie, but okay.
But I always get all the camels.
Hey, he is the camel man.
But, yeah. So, if you've got any further questions on our thoughts on the game, or if you need us to clarify anything on the game, please leave a comment below, or let us know if you know of any games that are similar to this one that we might want to check out ourselves.
Yeah. And if we pronounce it wrong, we're sorry. Leave that in the comments.
Yes, definitely. Because we were not sure how exactly to pronounce it. But
We've been saying it one way for years, and we're just stuck in that.
So, well, thank you for watching.
Yeah, we'll see you around. Check out our other videos on our channel, Nacho Average Tabletop.
Thanks again.
Bye.